Well, I argued from very early on, in fact, even from the first month of the war, that it might well be understood as the Korean War of our Cold War, the first hot war, really, that clarifies the true geopolitical lie of the land. We've got this far in the debate without anybody mentioning that Russia's war effort would not have been sustainable without large scale economic support from China,
China.
as well as weapons from Iran and now weapons and men from North Korea. So an axis of sorts has formed in support of Russia's war effort. And on the other side, Ukraine has been supported not only by the United States, but actually European Union countries have delivered more in financial terms, though not in military terms, to Ukraine than the United States. So the parallel with the Korean War was that you have a year of very kinetic warfare and then something like attrition and stalemate. And that's been to some extent true until really US aid was cut off, which caused a significant deterioration of Ukraine's position in that 6 month period. Now, Scott, who likes getting hot under the collar, will be surprised, perhaps he stopped reading my columns, to realize that we agree that the war's prolongation after 2022 was a major error. The Biden administration's made a succession of mistakes. The first one was to fail to deter Putin in 2021, and the second one was not to end the war in 2022. We don't disagree about that. The issue really is whether the new Trump administration will be able to end the war when the balance of military advantage is clearly tilted in favor of Russia. It's very hard to get people to negotiate an end to a war if one side is clearly winning. And this is the legacy that the Biden administration has left to Donald Trump and his national security team. As I go every year to Ukraine and therefore know the country rather better than Scott, I can assure you that the mood is extremely bleak in Kyiv right now, and it has been really for most of this year. There's a great deal of bitterness that the Biden administration encouraged the 2023 counteroffensive but didn't supply the wherewithal for it to succeed. Peter, you asked, have we given too little or too much?
Correct.
Too little for them to win, just enough for them not to lose, but now actually not even that much. And in a desperate attempt to correct matters, restrictions are being lifted on the use of ATACMS and Storm Shadows, but it's too late because the potential targets were long ago moved by the Russians out of range. So although Scott likes getting angry, actually, we agree on this. I think the Biden administration has bungled this, and it's succumbed to the delusion that it was in American interest for the war to be prolonged. Whereas I think Kissinger understood before his death that in any case of this sort, when there are very, very unequal combatants, and remember, Russia is in economic terms 11 times larger than Ukraine. In those circumstances, you've got to get the war over as soon as you can, really, and it should have been ended by negotiation in 2022.